We have so far been studying the Nakshatra Sukta mantras, and then we are studying Nakshatra Sukta in two ways. One is where Puja Mishra is giving us the Jyotisha aspects of the nakshatras and its importance in when a particular star is the birth star of somebody. So she is talking about the Jyotisha aspect, and I have been giving the meaning and analysis of the Veda mantras. So far we have studied the 16 of the mantras and 16 nakshatras we have studied, and the next nakshatra that we have to study in the Nakshatra Sukta is the star Anuradha. So our study is Anuradha Nakshatra. So we also are seeing what is the color of a nakshatra, who is the nakshatra adhipati, then who is the devata, adidevata, and the pratyadidevata of the month of each one of these nakshatras. So as far as Anuradha Nakshatra is concerned, the color assigned to it is green, and all of these, as you know, represent different combinations of sattva, rajas, tamo gunas. So in some combination of red, white, and black, we can also bring out green because myriad number of colors can be formed with the primary colors. And the lord of the nakshatra, Anuradha, the nakshatra adhipati, is Shani, Saturn. The devata is Mitra. Adhidevata is Indra, Agni, the two gods, Indra, Agni, and the Pratyadevata is Indra. So Mitra, Indra, Agni, and Indra. Now let's look at the mantra itself. Radhyasma Havyer Namaso Pasadya Mitran Devam Mitradheyanno Astu Anuradhan Havisha Vardhayantaha Shatanjivema Sharadhasaviraha. This is the Purona Vakya. So if you remember what Purona Vakya is, in a yajna, the first part of the mantra is chanted to welcome the devata that we are worshipping. And that welcoming mantra is called Purona Vakya. So this mantra, Rudhyasma Havyer Masopasadya, up to Sharadas Saviraha, is the Purona Vakya, or the invocatory or the welcoming mantra for the Devata Mitra. So that will be followed by actual offering of the oblations, the Havis, and that mantra is called Yajya mantra. And that Yajya mantra for Mitra, the Devata, in fact, incidentally, it also reaches Shani, the Nakshatra-adhipati, and that mantra is Chitran Nakshatra Mudagat Purastat Anuradha Sa Iti Yadvadanti Tan Mitra Eti Patibhirdevayanayi Hiranyayairvitatairantarikshe. So that is the Yajya mantra. So we'll take the Purona Vakya mantra, Rudhyasma Havyair Namasopasadya, etc. So by putting it into a prose order, it will be Mitram Devam Namasa Havyaihi Upasadya. Mitran Devam, the Devata is Mitra, to him Namasa, with Namaskara, by folding our hands. Havyaihi, and having offered the oblations, Upasadya, we will approach. So even before you approach the Devata, you already have in your plate whatever Havis you have to give him, plus you are also going with the mudra of Namaskara. So usually how this happens practically, how can you do Namaskara and also hold the oblation plate? How is it possible? And that is why it is always done with husband and wife. The husband approaches the Devata with folded hands, and the wife will be carrying the oblations to be offered. That is why in all our vidhi, at the end of the yajna, usually, if possible, husband and wife together will do the namaskara and offer the dakshina and yajna and all that. So, I mean, there are extraneous circumstances where only one person can do, whether it is husband or wife, but that is all right. It's more an exception than the rule. So, how do we worship? First and foremost, we do namaskara. After doing namaskara, we give havis, and then you give water for washing the hands, water for washing the feet, and then a little water to drink, and you also offer something to eat. Technically, it is called arghya. Arghya is to wash your hands, padya to wash the feet, achamana to drink, and naivedya to eat. So these are the ingredients that have to happen, that you have to have when you approach the Devata Mitra with this mantra. Ruddhyasma means may we prosper. So for our prosperity, we are approaching the Devata Mitra using this mantra. What is this also? This thread has also been picked up, if you see, in the Bhagavad Gita, chapter 3, verse number 11. Devan bhavayatanena te deva bhavayantu vaha parasparam bhavayantaha shreyam paramavapsyatha. You approach the gods with all oblations, and by accepting them, they also accept you, and together, by respecting each other, shreyam param avapsyatha, you get the highest, whatever is the highest you think at that moment. But actually the highest is getting liberated. So the devatas are pleased by our offerings, first of all. How are they pleased? First, they are pleased because of namaskara. So think about, what if you did not do namaskara and just offer them a plate of all these oblations? It will be disrespectful. Even for our ordinary guest, suppose you load up the plate and throw it before your guest, do you think he is going to eat? You have to actually say, my dear friend, please accept my meager oblations offering. So if it is so, even for an ordinary human being who is your guest, what about a devata? Therefore, the offering of the to the devatas must always be followed by namaskara. Please note that even when you are doing naivedya in the puja, it is preceded by a namaskara karya. So then, by this namaskara and offering of the oblations, they nourish each other. The bhakta and the devata nourish each other because they are both pleased. Parasparam bhavayantaha. The devata is pleased because of your offering, and you are pleased because the devata accepted the offering. Whose joy is higher? Actually, the joy of the person who is giving is higher when your respected recipient accepts it. Even though materially there is a transfer of material from you to another person, to the Aradhya Daiva, still you feel joyous. That's the beauty of any dana. And then Param Shreyam. What is Param Shreyam? The highest, supreme. Where is that in this mantra, which Sri Krishna is referring in chapter 3, verse number 11? That word is Riddhi. So Riddhi or Riddhyasma is first person plural in grammar. Riddhi means prosperity. Riddhi also means spiritual power. Riddhyasma. So when you say Riddhyasma, that Krishna has simplified by saying Shreya Param. So the Vedic word is Riddhyasma, prosperity, spiritual power. So what exactly constitutes the prosperity? In Jaina thought, the word Riddhi has been beautifully parsed. It has to have 8 qualities. Number 1 is it must give us a buddhi or intellect. Number 2, it must inspire us to do actions and activity, which is kriya. Number 3 is it must effect a change. For example, I have ignorance, but because of this oblation, because of this prayer to Mitra, my riddhi, that means there is going to be a change effected in my personality. From my ignorance or from my arrogance, it will change into knowledge and humility, and that transformation happens because of namaskara and offering. And that is Riddhi. And therefore, Jaina thought says it is also affecting change. Then the 4th quality of Riddhi is tapas or austerity. And the 5th quality is to get strength and might, which is balam. And the 6th quality is a healing power, especially when the mind is depressed, when you are going through mental challenges. What is it we look for? When we are going through health challenges, what is it we are seeking? We are seeking strength. Riddhi includes strength and aushadhi or healing power, and it is also to understand the essence of things or rasa, and then there must be inexhaustible access to food and place. And it is consolidated in the word kshetra. So what are the 8 qualities of Riddhi that we are asking for? It is buddhi, kriya, vikriya, vikriya is affecting change, tapas or austerity, bala or strength, healing power, aushadhi, then understanding the essence or rasa, and inexhaustible access to resources, kshetra. So when these 8 qualities are there, then there is Riddhi. This is why whenever you get a blessing from a Vedic sage or a learned person, we say Riddhyatam Samriddhyatam. Let there be growth and prosperity. So Riddhyasma Havyaihi Namasaha Upasadya. Havyaihi Namasaha. With oblations and with namaskara, may we approach Mitram Devam. So, who is this Mitram Deva? This is the Nakshatra Devata Mitra. In other words, Mitra is the Adhidaiva, the inhering deity of the Adibhautika star. Just as in the Adibhautika physical body, in this physical body, there is a Deva who is residing, and therefore, when you see Anuradha Nakshatra, that is the embodiment of the Devata Mitra. Naha Mitradheyam no Maha Mitradheyam Astu. That nakshatra in which Mitra Devata is inhering, may his blessings give me bounty. Mitra Dheyam means bounty. And how does he manifest? How do I know where is Mitra? Anuradhan. By looking at the nakshatra Anuradha in the sky. And who is this Mitra? He is the Mitra Devata who is in the Anuradha physical nakshatra, who is being strengthened by my oblation, Havisha Vardhayantaha. Okay, I get Riddhi. Is that enough? Okay, let us say I get Riddhi, and then my lifespan is cut short immediately. What is the use? I must also have enough longevity to enjoy all these graces that I get from Mitra. Therefore, he says, Saviraha Shatam Jivema. That means, give me all these things. Shatam Jivema, also give me 100 years of longevity, so that Saviraha, I can enjoy the company of valorous and courageous children and grandchildren. So in other words, we offer namaskara and havis. Then we approach the Mitra Devata who is inhering in the physical Anuradha Nakshatra, and therefore we are Upasadya, means Upavishya, Upasya, worshipping, and then may we, by the grace of this Mitra, get Riddhi and live for 100 years with excellent children and grandchildren. That is why in the end of the yajna, when we are actually prostrating before the priest and the yajnashala, we say this mantra is always chanted at the end of the yajna. You prostrate before the yajna kunda and also to the presiding priest, and the presiding priest will give this blessing. Hridyasmahavye namasopasadya. And when does he do that? You remember, he takes the raksha, that is ghee mixed with the ashes of the yajna kunda. He takes it and then mixes it. That is called as raksha. And when he is giving you the raksha mantra, the priest says Hridyasmahavye namasopasadya. And then how do you take it? After you take that, you put it on the center of your eyebrow and say Medhavi Bhuyasam. And then you touch your right shoulder, Tejasvi Bhuyasam. Your left shoulder, Varchasvi Bhuyasam. The navel, Ayushman Bhuyasam. The chest, Annado Bhuyasam. And the top of the head, Sarva Samruddho Bhuyasam. So that is how you seek the grace of Mitra, by taking that raksha, using this very beautiful mantra. So this is the Purona Vakya. In the Yajya mantra, the process of how Mitra actually entered into Anuradha Nakshatra is indicated. Because in the previous verse we said, Anuradha Nakshatra physical star, Mitra has entered. But how did he enter? Why did you choose Anuradha Nakshatra to enter? That explanation comes in the Yajya mantra. Chitram Nakshatram Purastat Udagat. Chitram means Chitta Akarshakam Manoharam. That which is very attractive to our mind, which entices our mind, which pleases our mind. That Purastat, in the eastern horizon, Udagat. Purastat also can mean beforehand, but here it is in the east. In the eastern horizon, this splendorous, beautiful, resplendent, captivating nakshatra in the eastern sky arose. Then what did it do? When the sages saw this rising star, Anuradha, at that point of time, Anuradhaha sa, those rishis with this word Anuradha. Radh or Radhyate is a Sanskrit word. It's also a Vedic word. Radh or Radhyate means to that which is worthy of propitiating, that which is worthy of adoration. Anu means completely, fully. So with adoration, when something is propitiated, it is called Anuradha. Radhyate also means that which shines. And which not only shines there, but it also shines with wisdom in our heart. That is Anuradha. So this Anuradha Nakshatra, as soon as the sages looked at this star coming, they gave it a name. This name of this star, because of its qualities, is Anuradha. That nakshatra, where is it moving about? Devayanaihi patubhi. It is moving in the path of gods. If it was not moving in the path of gods, then probably Mitra would not have found this nakshatra and entered into it. So what is the quality of Devayana? Here also you must think philosophically. Devayana are the path of the gods. What is its quality? In fact, even in the Bhagavad Gita, Krishna talks about Pitrayana and Devayana. So what is the quality of Devayana? Devayana is Hiranyayehi Patibihi Devayanaihi. So for that verse of Bhagavad Gita, an explanation comes in the Veda. This is the reason why we have to actually do cross subject studies. So what is Devayana? Hiranyayehi. What is Hiranya? Hiranya usually is translated as gold. But the etymology of that is Hitam Ramaneyam. That which brings comfort is Hitam. Ramaneyam is that which is beautiful. So even the elemental gold itself is Hitam and Ramaneyam. But what about the path taken by the gods? Metaphorically, it is the most beautiful, resplendent, comfortable, enjoyable path. In that path, there is Anuradha Nakshatra. And what this Anuradha Nakshatra did, it arose in the eastern sky. And in that Deva Marga, Hiranya Marga, Mitraha eti. So Mitra comes along. And then he looks at this nakshatra and says, what a resplendent and beautiful nakshatra. It is in my path, so let me enter into it. And he enters into it. Where? Antarikshe. In the atmosphere. This god enters the nakshatra. So what is Antariksha? Antariksha is also known as the Dhyusthana or Devasthana, which is between the earth and the sky. In this earth and the sky, above the earth and below the sky is the path of the Devatas. That is why we build a Devasthana with a huge tall tower. And this is also the reason why they say that every morning Gopura Darshana is very, very sacred. In fact, in many of our homes back in India, we build homes so that we can see the Gopura of a particular temple. So if it is not possible, what can we do? You can have the picture of your favorite temple's Gopura in your bedroom as soon as you open your eyes, so that you can see that Gopura Darshana, which is the Antariksha Marga, which is the Hiranya Marga. And as soon as you open your eyes, the Anuradha in your heart, that Mitra Devata will enter into your heart. And that is how your heart becomes the recipient of Mitra. And then this Nakshatra, Graha, Chandra, Surya, all the luminaries, where are they? They are all in the Antariksha Sthana. Because of the presence of all these luminaries, that sthana is called as Devayana. It is called as Hiranyayehi Patibihi, Hiranyayehi Devayanaihi Patibihi. And therefore, when you look at that, you get Riddhi or prosperity. And to that Mitra, who is the Adidaiva of this Anuradha Nakshatra, I offer my namaskara along with the oblations, so that we can obtain long life, family bliss and prosperity. So that is the meaning of this beautiful Anuradha Nakshatra mantra, both Yajya and Pronvakya.